What if Rome never fell? No sack of the city in 476, no Dark Ages, no fragmented Europe, just the eternal empire, continuing into modern times. Imagine a world where the Roman eagle still soars, not just over the Mediterranean, but over the moon. A world where history never stopped building. This is HistorysFork. In this alternate timeline, the Roman Empire doesn't collapse, it reforms. Faced with crisis, a visionary emperor decentralizes power, turning the empire into a federal union of semi-autonomous provinces. Each region retains its identity, but all share a legal system, currency, and language, Latin. The East and West never split permanently. Christianity becomes unified under a single Roman Church. The Senate, once a hollow echo of the Republic, slowly regains influence, evolving into a legislative body with real power. Rome modernizes. Its roads become the arteries of progress. Its bureaucracy, streamlined, efficient. Londinium, Massilia, Carthago, not ruins but thriving megacities. So what would this mean? No feudalism, no castles, no knights. Education is standardized and state-funded. Roman engineering evolves uninterrupted. The empire's roads, aqueducts, and laws become the foundation of a pan-Mediterranean superstate. And the Renaissance. It begins earlier, not in Florence, but in Alexandria. Why? Because the Library of Alexandria never burns. Instead, it becomes the world's first great university. Scholars from across the empire, from Britannia to Egyptus, gather to study astronomy, engineering, and philosophy. By the year 1000, Alexandria rivals anything the Enlightenment would later dream up. By 1200, Roman thinkers experiment with steam power. By 1500, the Roman industrial age begins, powered by imperial unity, not nationalist competition. Pause and picture this. A philosopher in Antioch watches as the first lunar lander, etched with SPQR and the Golden Eagle, touches down on the moon. He whispers, ad astra per imperium, to the stars through empire. Would Rome discover the Americas? Yes, but differently. Roman explorers, guided by ancient Phoenician maps and armed with durable quinqueremes, cross the Atlantic by the 1300s. They don't come looking for gold, they come to expand the empire. There are no conquistadors, no genocides. Instead, native cultures face gradual assimilation. Rome, famous for adopting local customs, creates a hybrid society. Imagine Aztec aqueducts connected to Roman baths, Inca roads marked with Roman milestones, temples that blend Mayan and Roman architecture. By 1600, Nova Roma in the Americas is a vibrant, multicultural capital. Students there study Roman law in Latin and Nahuatl. Their ancestors were never conquered, they were welcomed and made citizens. What would your life look like if you were born in the eternal empire? Let's zoom in on a day in this world. You wake up in Hispania. Your home? A sleek marble apartment overlooking solar gardens. You grab a strong Roman coffee, check messages on your neural tablet, and walk to the tram station. Your ride? A magnetic tram that floats to the local spaceport. Your job? A civil engineer working on solar roadways that connect Gallia and Germania. Education is free. Every citizen studies Latin logic, history, and philosophy. Children recite Seneca as easily as they would sing pop songs in our world. Transportation. Flying trams between Rome and Alexandria. Hyperloop-style tubes under the Alps. Public baths are still in use, now powered by geothermal energy and filled with nanofilters. Aqueducts carry not just water, but data. Each form has solar-powered AI advisors. Fashion, togas with Amazonian patterns. Roman sandals with kinetic soles. Garum sauce meets chili peppers and potatoes. This world feels ancient and futuristic. And what about politics? Democracy, but Roman style. The Senate holds real power, Governors are elected by popular vote, with term limits and public debates. Slavery? Abolished centuries ago. Women's rights? Achieved in the 1700s through legal reform inspired by Stoic philosophy. Religion? Christianity is dominant, but peaceful coexistence reigns. Mithraism, Romanized Buddhism, and even pagan cults flourish in their own temples. No religious wars, no inquisition, no crusades, and war itself almost non-existent. Military power is symbolic. Legions remain, but not as weapons of conquest. They serve as peacekeepers, engineers, disaster relief units, and even scientific teams. Diplomats hold more influence than generals. Senators win elections with peace treaties, not promises of expansion. Provinces don't compete through war, they compete through innovation. Each province strives to become the next center of invention, education, and culture. Gallia perfects vertical farming. Egyptus leads solar innovation. Hispania develops advanced AI. Even sport becomes a form of international prestige. Provincial Olympic-style games showcase robotics, environmental breakthroughs, and athleticism alike. Winning brings glory not through domination, but by lifting humanity higher. Cultural exchange is a way of life. Every student spends a year abroad, in distant provinces, or even on lunar colonies. Latin remains the shared tongue, but local languages are preserved, celebrated, and taught. You might hear Tagalog spoken in Roman Manila, or Gaulish poetry recited in Lyon beside the Rhone. The military-industrial complex? It never exists. Instead, resources are funneled into public works, education, and science. Now let's ask, would we be more advanced? Yes and no. Without the Dark Ages, we preserve ancient knowledge. By 800 AD, literacy is widespread. By 1000, printing presses exist in Antioch. By 1200, steam engines are tested. By 1500, the Industrial Revolution begins. With clean power, not coal. But Rome is cautious. It values order over chaos. Change happens gradually, not explosively. Still, by the 20th century, Rome launches its first satellites. Not during a Cold War, but during a peaceful race between provinces. By the 21st century, the moon is reached, not under the stars and stripes, but under the Roman eagle. And Mars? It's not a dream, it's a goal. The Mars Initiative, launched jointly by provinces from Africa, Asia, and Europa, aims to build a permanent colony using Roman modular architecture and Martian-adapted aqueducts. Terraforming is led not by corporations, but by philosopher-scientists inspired by Stoic ethics and environmental harmony. Would you want to live in this world? Let's meet someone who does. Her name is Livia, a legal scholar from Hispania. She boards a hypersonic tram to Egyptus for a symposium on indigenous integration law. As she travels, she passes flying gardens, marble skyscrapers, and solar aqueducts. She eats falafel wrapped in olive bread with peppered garum. On breaks, she reads Stoic meditations and watches holographic debates from the Forum Maximus. Her world is peaceful, thoughtful, united. This is the Eternal Empire. Alive, thriving, building. So let's rewind. What if Rome had never fallen? No medieval kingdoms, no colonial empires, no scramble for Africa, just provinces working together under one unified vision. A world with fewer borders, more citizens, where tradition and technology evolve side by side. Of course, this is just one possibility. Maybe rebellion would fracture it. Maybe the empire would still fall centuries later, but maybe, just maybe, it would become Earth's first truly global civilization. And in that world, you wouldn't just be a citizen. You'd be part of something eternal. So tell us, would you want to live in the Eternal Empire? One thing's for sure. In this world, history never stopped building. This has been History's Fork, where every timeline is just one twist away.